Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CSTV. I'm your host Kathleen Egaltuto, Madam CS, and this is the Striker. Stay tuned and have it true and real. On today's Striker, I want to talk about the church and its role actually when it comes to being the voice of reason when there's no reason or when we seem to be in chaos. So, reject the Finance Bill 2024. It has been the slogan and it remains the slogan until actually the needs of the common mwananchi has been met and the grievances heard. Generation Z has demonstrated unto us that actually we can be united for a common cause regardless of our tribe, our gender, our class, etc. Now, we saw these young men and women go to the streets to demonstrate against the passing of the Finance Bill 2024. Of course, they have received a lot of backing and a lot of support from the millennials and the other civil society organizations, including even the Law Society of Kenya. You know, a lot of different organizations have come in to support the idea that actually the Finance Bill 2024 has to be rejected in totality. Their pressure and their protests that actually reached the climax on the 25th of June 2024 has seen President Ruto on June 26th, 2024 come out and say actually that he is not going to ascend this bill into a law, and that is going to ensure that it has been withdrawn in totality. As told for another day whether he has the power to withdraw the bill under the Constitution of Kenya 2010. For a long time, the church has been quiet concerning this aspect of rejecting the finance bill. And I want to say why the church has been quiet. You know, for a long time, we normally say that religion and politics are inseparable. Of course, that is truth. History has shown us that. Many times our political leaders use the church as a platform to get their elections. They use the church as a platform to sell their manifestos and ask for election into positions. But when it comes to them to listen to the church and do the right thing, they have never. That's where they draw the line. They use religion to enter power, but once they are in power, they use the same religion to suppress the people. And that's why most of the church leaders have been quiet. Most of them have been quiet. Since Generation Z started to speak about the church, the finance bill, and many other grievances that have been raised previously concerning the wrongdoings in the government, we see the church either coming to speak out the last minute or never speak completely, or sometimes speak with a neutral voice that you cannot be able to tell whether actually they are for it or they are against it. And when I'm talking about the position of the church, I'm talking about the church, the groups of church leaders. Of course, we have had these church individual priests, individual bishop, individual pastors speaking against the ills of this particular country. But the church bodies, maybe for example, at a national level, they come to speak, and whenever they come to speak, they speak at the last minute. For example, we saw the Catholic Bishops conference. They spoke yesterday, but it was quite late. After people have been killed, that is the time they came to speak. Today, I saw the other another group of clergy. I think from the IC, the CU section. They came to speak. People were killed yesterday. You are giving your statement today. And Kenyans could be wondering, why is the church so silent? The church is so silent because most of these members of parliament and politicians will visit the churches on Saturdays and on Sundays to offer sadaka, and they give sadaka in lump sum. They are there at all the fundraisings. The churches depend on the politicians for fundraisings to construct the churches, to construct, I don't know, schools, mission schools, to construct, to buy the pastors' vehicles, etc. And because of that, it has reached a point that the church seemed to conform to the wrongdoings that are being done by our politicians. Most of these politicians, when they come to our churches, they must be given an opportunity to speak at the pulpit, and they even bring their politics in the pulpit. Sometimes the church can say that they don't want a lot of announcements from the common congregant, but when the politicians come, they can be given even up to 1 hour, 30 minutes, one person is talking. And the pastors, the priests, and the clergy will be seated there waiting for this person to speak, to finish speaking. When you look at the kind of church we have today, it's not the kind of church leaders that we had in the 1990s. The likes of Bishop Alexander Muge, the likes of Father Kaisa, the people who will speak openly about how bad the government of Moi was. That's not the church we have today. The church we have today is the church that the moment they see that 20 million, the moment they see that 100,000 from a politician who has come to donate to the church, then everything, they go blind. They cease to see the wrongdoing of the government. They cease to see the corruption, the impunity, the extrajudicial killing, the abuse, and even the abuse that these politicians bring to our churches. Sometimes they come and abuse each other in our pulpits, where we are supposed actually to be worshipping, in the shrines where we are supposed to offer our sacrifices to God. So I don't think that the current country as it is, we can rely on the church so much that the church will come out to speak. Because many times when it comes to speak, it comes to speak at so late. And so long as our politicians continue to donate to these churches and these churches are receiving, let's be assured that the statements from the church, very few of these statements will directly speak the truth and the reality as it is. Because you can never make dirty the plate that feeds you. And therefore, don't expect the church leaders to speak ill of these politicians, because they are the ones funding the purchase of cars, funding the construction of most of the churches, etc. And the current church leaders needs to go back to history and see the role the church leaders of the time played, especially during the second reparation movement in this the reparation struggle in this particular country. Let them go back and see what the church did in those days and ask themselves, are they doing the right thing? Have they failed the people of God in this particular country? Have they failed the generation and the future generations of this country? Have they failed the youth of this particular country? What is your opinion? Do you think that the church has done enough to articulate the ills that we are facing in this particular country? Let me see your opinion in the comment section below. Thank you so much and see you next time. Bye-bye.